this is an episode of my life that every time I look at my career, Bill Gardner, Junior Johnson, Rick Hendrick, they're all little stepping stones.
Sure.
But Bill Gardner owned Diegard, and here I am, a ragtag, one-car operation, and I outran him a lot.
Yeah.
And this particular race, the 4th of July race at Daytona, I passed Donnie on the last lap to finish 3rd or 4th. And it made Bill Gardner so mad that he fired Donnie.
My gosh.
He fired him that day. And his brother Jim ran the race team. And so Bill Gardner said, I don't know who, I'm tired of that kid outrunning me. I want you to hire him.
Ooh.
And so Jim said, you want me to hire him? He said, find out where he is, make a deal with him. I want him driving my car.
Yep.
And so back in the day, we ran that race on Saturday, and Stevie's mom and dad had a house down at Vero Beach. So when the race was with, we went to Vero Beach, spent a couple of days, and came back by Daytona. I wanted to pick up my check because, you needed that money, pay your tire bill and whatnot. And so I go back by the Daytona headquarters, and they say, have you seen Jim Gardner? I said, no, I haven't seen Jim Gardner. He's looking for you. I said, why is he looking for me? They want to hire you. I said, well, that ain't going to happen. I mean, I got a better car than they got. I got a better team than they got. So anyway, we start down the road, and Stevie says, so what were y'all talking about in there? I said, those Gardners. I said, they said that Bill Gardner, wanted to hire me to drive that 88 car. She said, what'd you tell him? I said, I told him, hell no. I said, I got a better car than they have. Are you crazy? She said, you know how far in debt we are? You know how much money we owe? And you could go drive for somebody else? I said, well, I'm not going to do it. You will not believe. So we're going down the road. We're coming back to Charlotte. We stopped to get gas at a gas station, and guess who's there at that gas station? Jim Gardner.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's fake.
I mean, that's just...
Yeah.
And so I'm putting gas. He says, when can we get together? I said, well, I don't know. He said, we want you to drive our car. I said, really? I said, you want me to drive your car? I said, don't you think I got to, maybe you should be looking at driving, maybe you should be helping me with my car. But anyway, so we talked and we left there and we drove on down the road, and Stevie said, that's it. That's a sign. You got to go drive for them. So I got home and Bill called me and we got together and I signed a deal. In the middle of 75, I won Richmond. It was my car, but it had Diegard on it. So I ran my cars a few races, and I won Richmond in that car that year.